Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. We are going to church this morning. I just made it to church. I'm going to the 9:30 a.m. service. I've been traveling all over for Catherine's graduation, Griffin's ring dance ball at the Air Force Academy, and just hanging out with family in Texas, and I feel like I haven't been back to the church that I usually go to here. So I'm really excited. I did forget my Bible, which I'm sad about, but it's okay because I think that they have Bibles at the front. But let's go in. I do not want to be late. I just got home from church and shopping. After church, I decided to go take a peek at Abercrombie and Fitch and see what was going on in the store because I have a couple trips coming up, one of which is New York with Griffin. We're gonna be going sometime in July. I think I saw on Abercrombie's website that they had like a New York City Apple shirt. I did try it on, but my torso is way too short for it, so it just didn't fit the way that I wanted to, but it's okay because I ended up finding 3 other things that I absolutely love. First off, I got a pair of low-rise jeans. I did not know this, but Abercrombie apparently makes short versions. If you're a petite girly like me, Abercrombie's the way to go. This is the ultra loose one, and it definitely is that. Very, very baggy. The bottom is the perfect amount of flare. And then the other thing I got is a swimsuit set. I'm definitely in my triangle top bikini era. I think it's just the best for tanning. I also just really like the way that it hugs my body. How cute is this? There's little beads. It's giving very coastal. Takes me back to Mallorca. And it just looks like this black simple triangle top. And then the bottoms are these fun little cheeky high rise. Mom and dad, if you're watching this, hey. Here's the thing, you can pull them up and do it as a high rise the way it's supposed to be, but I've kind of been loving the way that it sits like when I make it a low rise. I don't know, I also think that might be my new era is low rise because I'm realizing that with the short torso it's really, really hard to style clothes when your jeans or leggings sit right here, which is also where the end of my sports bra strap is. So then there's like this much skin. It worked when I was younger, but I think as I'm getting older, I'm entering my low rise, mid rise Caroline era. So that's what I ended up getting from Abercrombie and Fitch. So let's go get a glass of water and sit down on the couch because my butt hurts sitting on this floor. All right, first and foremost, I got a haircut. I don't know if you guys can even tell, but I cut off 4 inches of my hair, which felt like a big deal because y'all, it was rocking all the way down here, like right here. And then I cut a bunch, got my face framing layers, and then I also asked for inverted layers this time, and I think it was the move, just saying. First off, the launch has been launched. I finally posted about my relationship, and you guys have been nothing but sweet and kind. That launch happened on my Instagram, and it also happened on my YouTube channel, which was the last video actually. Yeah, let's do a little recap of my life. So it's officially summer now. I am no longer a junior in college. I'm officially a senior. It's weird. Saying it doesn't feel normal. Maybe it'll hit me in the fall, but yeah, apparently I have 1 more year left of school and then I'm out of here. We'll get into that too. I don't know where I'm going, guys. I don't know what my plan is. I don't know what my plan is gonna be when I graduate from college because it could really look like a whole number of things. 1, if I stay with my internship, which is currently based in San Francisco, maybe that's a possibility, but that's a big who knows. We'll see. I do love the company that I work for. They're amazing. 2nd, depends on what happens with the status of my relationship. 3, I could always stay here and get a job here or just continue social media. I feel so blessed to have this house and being able to own it and live in it. It's definitely reassurance that I will have a place to stay if I need a 4th. I don't think I'm gonna go back to Austin and live with my family. I definitely feel like once I left the nest for good, and I love going back to visit for family time and, you know, holidays and things like that. But I think there's more out there right now. That's kind of in the air. I don't really know. We'll see. But first step is to get through senior year and fully be present, fully enjoy it. All right, what else? Now we can get to the recap. Right when I finished my last day of junior year, I flew to Texas with my dog, spent a couple weeks at home, really soaked in all the family time, was able to see some of my high school friends, and then my family and I flew up to Washington, D.C. because my sister Catherine graduated from Georgetown University. She got her master's, we're so proud of her, and my parents ended up flying back to Texas, but Catherine and I ended up road tripping from D.C., stopped in Nashville one night, stopped in Dallas one night, and then drove to Austin. The reason why we drove back to Texas in general is because that is where she's now stationed. If you didn't know, she's in the Air Force, and so now that she's done with grad school, she has to go back and get stationed somewhere new. So that was a whole busy state of events. Well, when I got back to Austin, I flew out the next day to Colorado Springs to go to Griffin's ring dance ball. And I vlogged that. You guys got to kind of see a little sneak peek of it, which was really fun. And we just had the best time. We got a fun Airbnb and just hung out for the weekend after the whole event. And I'm just so proud of him because he has worked so incredibly hard. And all of his friends, I'm just proud of them because I know how much getting that ring meant to them. It's a huge commitment as itself being in the military, but I think actually getting like rewarded for it and celebrated is always fun to see and share that moment with them. After the weekend with him, I had to come immediately back here because two of my girlfriends from semester at sea, Amanda and Nicole, were gonna be coming out and I was gonna be hosting them for a week. That was a quick turnaround, but it ended up kind of being a nightmare of a day because the day that I was supposed to travel here, something about the Denver airport and fog and weather totally screwed up all of the flights that day. My flight ended up getting canceled, which meant that my friend Nicole got here before I even got here. I was literally still in Colorado. And then by the time that I landed here, none of my bags showed up. So I was like, oh my gosh, like my bags never left Denver. It was this whole thing, but luckily she was able to get inside the house before I got here and get all settled and stuff. And so anyways, that whole week with Amanda and Nicole was the perfect girl time that I needed. We try to make it a yearly thing where we go to one of our places that we live at. So last year we went to Slow, California, but this year it was Boise. So the girls came up here, and I think next year we're gonna do Fort Collins, which is where Nicole goes to school. So lots of exciting things, but I will say when they had left and I was alone, it was like the weirdest thing ever. I did not know what to do with myself because it was the first time in a long time that I'd been alone. And it was also weird because Matcha was not here. So Matcha's in Texas right now. I have a work trip for my internship in San Francisco, so I'll be going there this month, and then I'm gonna go back to Austin and take him back. Even though it's been so nice because I've had the freedom to leave as many times as I want, as long as I want, go out with my girlfriends at night, whatever. I miss him so much. I miss that little guy, and I call my family every day, and I'm like, where's the little guy? Like, let me see him. And they're taking really good care of him. So yapping, gosh, I feel like I've been yapping, but I think we needed this little catch-up session. I've been getting into a nice routine here. It's just been so peaceful and beautiful. I love Boise so much, and I don't know, I just feel like everybody needs to come and experience this. Maybe take a little weekend trip or something. There's more than just potatoes here, and I will stand on that. Also, I'm getting new neighbors apparently. I'm gonna go make something to eat, but first off, can we talk about this sweater? You guys, I have to tell y'all the biggest deal that I got on this sweater. So I went to TJ Maxx and Home Goods because the one in Boise is kind of conjoined into one. And I saw this, like literally in the middle of a rack. I just saw the American flag and I was like, yeah, I want it. So I picked it up, saw that it was from the brand, the Lucky brand, and that's not a very cheap brand, by the way. The original price, I think, was like 84 bucks or something, and it was on sale for $29.
I'm opening up these windows, and then we are gonna get cooking.
Anytime that I cook, I also like to light a candle just because it can get a little stanky in the house, you know? Especially if you're using onion or garlic, anything like that. This is the current candle, Cerulean Surf and Sea. Notes of sea glass and beach lily. So fancy. I posted a short form video on my platforms, Instagram and TikTok, where I basically said, these are the 7 items that I would recommend to this day that I first bought when I moved out and started living alone. And a bunch of people in the comments were asking me to film more cooking videos and just the recipes that I'm making. So I'm gonna be sharing and showing you guys how I make my current chicken balsamic vinegar salad. I'm not even gonna lie, It's pretty fire. Honestly, I'm gonna call it, let's reword that. We're gonna go more caprese style. So first off, what you're gonna need is a bag of salad mix. I picked this up yesterday at the farmer's market. Then you're gonna need some mozzarella. I got this big old packet at Costco. I'm gonna get 2 of these because I love cheese. All right, then I have some garlic in a bowl. We're gonna end up putting this in the grinder thing and making minced garlic, but I pre-chopped those and shredded it about 4 days ago. Oh my gosh, I hear you. Then we have some chicken. So I already cooked this chicken yesterday. I'm super simple with my chicken. I just season it with garlic, salt, pepper. Then you're gonna need some cilantro. I also got this fresh from the farmer's market. Usually I would use basil because, like I said, this could be like a caprese salad, but we're going with cilantro today. Then you're gonna need a lemon. I'm probably gonna end up only using like half of this, and then I'll use the other half tomorrow. And then for seasonings, we've got olive oil. This is gonna be the base. Then some balsamic vinegar. This is the one that I'm gonna be using. Love this one. Then we're gonna have pepper, obviously, and then salt. How the heck do we put this whole thing together? Let's do it. We're gonna start off with a bowl to put everything in. I'm gonna use this size bowl today. All right. Oh gosh, my knees. I don't want to be grody, so I'm gonna wash my hands first, and you guys should too. Anytime that you're cooking, please, for the love of God, wash your hands. We touch our phones all day that have so many germs. I still like to wash my produce. This is probably how much I'm gonna eat today, so we're just gonna give that a little wash. Then we'll add that to the bowl. Guys, yesterday I went out with my girlfriend Kaylee. We started at this bar called Hima in Boise. Would highly recommend. It's definitely more of a sit down, get a drink, not kind of like move around, buzz around, whatever. I really enjoyed it. The decorations were kind of spooky. Like, I don't know, I told Kaylee, it literally reminded me of Halloween for some reason. But then they had like street tacos and things like that. Now that I'm 21, I just literally love the freedom. Like, it's weird. When I turned 18, even though I knew I was an adult, I didn't magically feel any different. I just knew that it was a different number. But turning 21, it's weird because now when they ask you if you want wine or to look at the alcohol menu, I don't have to say no. Now for the dressing. So this is, oh shoot, I literally forgot Kalamata olives. Okay, we'll get to that. I'm getting so sidetracked and I need to put my hair up. For the dressing, I just get one of these little measuring cup glasses and I just make it in here. So the key with cooking, which I honestly like a little bit better than baking, is that you have freedom to do whatever you want. So you don't have to do everything by the exact measurements. So I just do a little bit of olive oil, and you can always add more. That's the great thing. Then I take my balsamic vinegar, and I do like that much. I don't know. Here's some pepper. I do like a lot of pepper, so I go a little bit heavier on it. And then the salt. Probably need to cut back on my salt. Okay, then we're gonna do half a lemon juice. This is so satisfying. And then you don't get any of those seeds in it either. Love that. Okay. Speaking of tools, if you are moving out, you're living alone and you wanna start cooking, definitely get one of these little garlic pressers. I think I got mine off of Amazon. I'll try to find the link to it, but I'll put it in the description if y'all want to shop this one. It just makes life so much easier. So I take a knife and I just put that garlic in there. And you only need one. So with garlic, because it is pretty strong, you don't need a lot. If I also have shallots on hand, I will always add shallots, but unfortunately I don't. I also will add honey sometimes if that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for. But right now, I think this will do. And this is like the perfect amount to coat all of this. So I'm taking a chopstick because I use a chopstick for literally everything. I'm just gonna give it a good mix. Stick that in there. We'll pour this dressing on top. Open up the mozzarella. This brand is so good, you guys. I don't know what I would do without Costco because I get everything in bulk. I'm just gonna cut these cheese. This is like so not fancy chef at all, but I'm just gonna cut the cheeses. We're doing another one because I love cheese, even though cheese doesn't love me. This last one, I'm gonna get greedy. We're just gonna do that. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna grab a little bit of cilantro and give this a little bit of a wash. My favorite thing that always ends up turning into my favorite fixations is just putting random stuff together. Like, that is the beauty about being able to cook for yourself, is one, you get to see everything that goes into your food, but you also just kind of get to experiment and try new things. My friends love to make fun of me for doing this, but my mom used to cut my egg rolls, my hot dogs, literally into little things. And she was like, why use a knife when you can literally just use scissors? It takes way less time and way less effort. That's all in there. Last ingredient, Kalamata olives. Question of the day, comment down below if you like olives. I cannot do green olives for some reason, but I can do Kalamata and then just like regular black olives that are usually on pizzas. But I don't know, there's like something about the green ones. They're either too acidic. I don't know. Oh, look at how good that looks. If I like tomatoes, tomatoes would definitely be going on here, but I don't, so we're not gonna add that. Fun part, we get to mix it all together, get all the dressing dispersed evenly, get all the mozzarella, the chicken. I just love food. I literally live for food. I always forget how nice it is to go on a walk and not wear headphones, especially when the birds in Boise are just vocal as ever. It's nice, and then also it's great people watching because you can just walk past people, see all the cute families together, see people that are in the early stages of dating. I'm really glad I decided to go on a walk because I never ever regret going on a walk. That's one thing. What is going on? Why is it so hot? Walk is done. I'm craving ice water. It's hot outside. 3:34 p.m. Honestly, I'm loving these summer days because it feels so long. Like, I wake up at 6 and then I go to bed and the sun is still up. I honestly might take a nap when I get home, or I might do a quick little Pilates workout and then take a nap. That's what I'm feeling.
'Cause up until yesterday you were a memory in a bottle, washed away before I went away to college. I safely stored you away, so why not try